I thought I would show you these two faithful girls who were both looking out the window a moment ago until I turned on the camera. But yeah, it is quite a bit later than usual for their daddy not to be home. So they have been sitting near this window, and every time they hear a car go by, they look to see if it's their daddy. Good morning, everyone. If you're wondering why I'm kind of like bent down, it's because I wanted to get this beautiful Christmas cactus that's all in bloom in full view so you could enjoy it too. Isn't it beautiful? And there's still more buds. Go figure. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that, yeah, my husband's late because he had to go to the DMV this morning to renew his license. And if your DMV is anything like ours, yeah, it can take hours. Anyways, he called, he said he was on his way home, so I am going to get his supper going, and I'll talk to all of you in just a little while. Well, you know, I have been thinking for quite a little while now on what I should do. And it dawned on me. My grandkids are coming tomorrow. And so I thought, I should make something fun for them. And I went to the cookbook that I ordered that my mom used to have, and in it they have not chocolate chip cookie recipe, they have a chocolate bit cookie recipe. This is before they made chocolate chips. Can you believe it? It calls for semi-sweet chocolate, either in 7 or 8 ounce cake that you have cut up into bits, or 1 package of chocolate bits. Yeah, so this is before they even called it morsels or chips. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make this particular recipe in honor of my mom and because my grandkids are coming. And yeah, who doesn't like chocolate chip cookies, right? I do. Okay, so our recipe calls for 1 1/4 cups of flour that needs to be sifted. So I put it in my sifter. It also calls for 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So I will go ahead and I will put that in there. So that is 1 teaspoon of baking powder, because it says to sift it all together. And 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And what we are to do, oh, and the salt. Almost forgot the salt. I gotta get the salt. Okay, so here's our salt. And this is 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now, we are going to sift it. And I just put a piece of wax paper down because actually this is the way my mother taught me to do it. Why dirty a bowl if you don't have to? Okay, then what we're supposed to do is we are to cream the shortening and the sugar together gradually until it's light and fluffy. So I'll go ahead and I'll measure that out and put that in my mixer, and I'll be right back. It's a very good thing that I had to go and get what I needed, because I just noticed that when it said the shortening, it says 1/2 of that should be butter. So the total amount is 1/2 cup. So we're going to use 1/4 cup of butter and 1/4 cup of shortening, along with 3/4 cup of brown sugar. So I will go ahead and put that in here. And the brown sugar and my shortening. And it says to gradually cream them together. So this is all creamed, as you can see. And what I'm supposed to do now, it says that I am to add my well-beaten egg, which is well beaten here, along with a teaspoon of water and my teaspoon of vanilla. So that's something that's a little bit different, isn't it? The water. But you know what? I can remember the water. I always wondered why the recipes that we read now no longer require water. But they probably found that it wasn't necessary. But we are going to add it because we are going to keep to the authentic recipe. A teaspoon of the vanilla. And then it says we're to mix this up. And it is really, oh, if I can get this off, there we go. It is really fluffy now. So what our directions tell us to do now is to put the dry ingredients with the creamed ingredients and do that slowly. Gradually adding it together is what I mean. So I will go ahead and I will begin to do that. And I'll continue doing this and bring you back to show you what it looks like. And this is what our cream mixture looks like with flour and everything in it. And I'm going to add in 7 ounces of chocolate chips and mix that up. And it says to grease the cookie sheets. That surprised me with all the butter and the shortening in here, why it would need to be greased. But I'm going to go ahead and grease them. We're going to cook them in a 375 degree oven for about 10 minutes or until they're lightly golden browned. It says it makes about 4 dozen cookies. You're supposed to drop them by teaspoonfuls. Our scripture verse for today's devotion is Psalm 28, verse 7. The Lord is my strength and shield. I trust him with all my heart. He helps me, and my heart is filled with joy. I burst out in songs of thanksgiving. Many years ago, after the death of my son, I asked the Lord to return to me the joy of my salvation and to fill me with his joy. And one of the first things that the Lord instructed was for me to bless everyone that I came in contact with, even if it was just with a nod of the head and a smile. At first, I thought he was referring to my family, my next door neighbors, and maybe to the occasional person that would come knocking at my door. But I quickly realized that he actually meant everyone. From the clerk at the convenience store to the sales associate at the department store, even the young man gathering up the shopping carts in the parking lot. God was asking me to be a blessing to every person. You know, at first, it seemed awkward looking directly at people and smiling, nodding my head or saying a friendly hello. But that quickly changed, and I started to look forward to greeting people, letting them know that they are noticed with a pleasant smile and a sincere hello or a good morning. Now it comes naturally to me. I'll have a complete conversation with the cashier, and oftentimes if my husband is with me, he'll ask me as we leave, "Did you know that person?" The Lord taught me that everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. That's 1,440 minutes or 86,400 seconds. Put that way, there seems to be a lot of time. How long does it take to share a little kindness with a stranger? 10 seconds? How much time does it take to say good morning or hello to someone as you walk past them? How much time does it take to help an older person that is struggling to retrieve a cart or to reach an item? How much time does it take to say, I can help you with that, and smile? There are so many people that are invisible to others, yet God sees them. And I want to encourage you to notice those around you and bring a little joy into the life of others. It may seem insignificant to some, but the joy you express will not only bless others, but will bounce back and fill your heart also. And with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And the one who died in everlasting love for you and I wants to show others his love through us. We are his hands. We are his feet. And we need to notice his children. God bless. I'll talk to you tomorrow.